Victor Forbes is an historian and an art expert, editor-in-chief of Fine Art magazine in New York. With over 50 years of experience in the art world, and after crossing paths with some of the greatest painters of our time, I met him in his home, where he shared his perspective on the painter Charles Carson. How did you discover Charles Carson's work?
Well, Charles Carson was introduced to us by a mutual friend of ours named Jean-Philippe Audra, who was at an art expo in New York City. We met Jean-Philippe, and he was working with a group that he invented called the Creativists. We spoke and we got together and we did a really nice interview for the magazine with Charles. Got to know him and understand what he was doing. And it was truly an honor and a privilege to get to know someone like Charles and to experience the work at the level at which we experienced it, because not only did we write about it, but we printed it in a magazine, and we spent a lot of time on the printing press watching those sheets of paper with Charles's work roll through at 12,000 sheets an hour. You know, it was great. Charles is something else. His whole milieu is just fascinating to me and Jamie, the publisher, and most people that look at it.
In your opinion, what makes Charles Carson's work unique compared to other contemporary artists?
Well, there's nobody to compare Charles to, okay? Because nobody does anything like this. You know, but you can tell it's the ocean somehow. And later on, we learn about Charles' love for the ocean, oceanography. Charles is one of a kind, you know? Mixes the colors the way he likes them. It could even be just one massive brush stroke, because that's his palette. And that's why they call it Carsonism. And we call it Carson to the ism. It's colorful, it's bright, it's cheerful, it's positive. Carson is serious, whether it's a 6 inches by 12 or 6 feet by 20 feet. It's all Carson. He's not fooling around. It's great stuff. It's wonderful.
The term Carsonism has been used to describe Charles Carson's art. Why do you think it became necessary to coin a specific word for his style, instead of classifying it within existing movements?
How else are you going to describe it? He's not a Fauve. He's not a Cubist. He's not an abstract expressionist. He's not a Jackson Pollock, whatever that was, a drip painter. I mean, he's not a pop artist. That's why it's got to be Carsonism. And who else has a whole school of art named after that? I'm sure in 100 years there'll be schools of art. So he was a Carsonist. Good luck with that.
If you had to describe the emotional impact of a Carson painting to someone who has never seen one, what would you say?
Well, be ready. Be ready for anything when you see these paintings. Because I've seen the 20-foot paintings, and those you just have to marvel at how he can do that. I can't even describe it. You talk about novel writing. That's a novel on canvas, right? It's saying a lot with no words. So anybody who wants to look at a Carson painting, they'll get whatever they want to take out of it for themselves. I mean, some of them are very explicit. The fish swimming in the sea and the things like that, nature, the birds. I mean, those things are very touching emotionally. But and then you have your purely abstract stuff, which it's purely abstract.
Do you see parallels between Carson's work and that of other major painters in art history?
I couldn't see one. And there's no need for it, man. Because Carson, he'll take you on a voyage. He will, if you let him. He's a kind-hearted man. He's a good-hearted person. He's serious. He's been through a lot, and it's all in the work. It's all there. And to me, I'm proud to call him a friend.
What was your first impression when you first met Charles Carson?
Charles is the kind of person who will keep you on your toes. because he gives the best of himself, which is superhuman sometimes. But Charles has a unique place in the art world because it's Carsonism.
Do you consider him a pioneer for future generations of artists?
Well, I don't know if he's intentionally started off to being a pioneer, but any artist who is worth their weight in salt, that wants to understand art, color, composition, power, energy, love, they want to get all that in one painting. You saw the small paintings. It's in a small painting, and it's in a 40-foot painting, and anybody could learn from Charles without even speaking to him, or just by absorbing what he's saying off the wall.
In your view, what place should Carson hold today in the history of Canadian and international art?
He should have his own place. He should have his own spot amongst the heroes of creativity.
If you had to summarize Charles Carson's contribution to art in a single sentence, what would that sentence be?
He pours his heart, soul, and love into everything he paints. And we all should do that, whether we're writers, painters, musicians, chefs, bricklayers, whatever we do. If we use the same power that Charles pulls from within, we can do it also.
I really appreciate your insights. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks. Thanks for giving me the chance to talk about Charles, one of the greats, the all-time greats.